I really like going through this Playbook, or sometimes I call it Lookbook, because it is like a journey through time and inspiration, because these prints are not perfect, but they are worth saving, because let's say there's one day where I feel uninspired, I can just go through it and ideas are emerging. So of course I started with intention here. So here we have a little nest created by simply by placing string. I started with black paint, put string on it and make a print, and where the string was, there the color is missing, and printed on sheet music. Now here, this is another piece of tissue paper, and I was painting on it, which is why it's so shiny. Here I was experimenting with mixing the paint and the jelly plate with a specific tool, a silicone tool. A little collage. Lovely colors. Cannabis. And this is lovely. This, I was using dried botanicals for this piece of artwork, and the dried plant was stuck to the gel plate. I wasn't able to remove it, so I thought, oh well, you're gonna stay. So I added some paint on glue on top, and now it's completely sealed, and it's just lovely. So this is what happens when you use tissue paper to take off excess paint. You are left with something like this. Yeah, this is actually this was an experiment. I was comparing the original gel print with a print from my inexpensive Canon printer. So I scanned the image first and I printed it out, and it was so close. I could hardly tell what is original and what is a copy. A little collage. Birds on the string, another collage. These 2 pages. You know what this is? This is the very thin paper that's used for making patterns for sewing. And I got a stack of these papers for a quarter at the thrift store. So I like to print on them because you can still see the text coming through, and the way you are supposed to cut out the fabric. Yeah, so you can be left with a piece of paper, which is a lovely grunge that I want to keep. I don't want to use it in any collage, so I simply placed it here in this playbook and added little collage later. Lovely colors. And check out these colors. So once again, this is the excess paper. This is the tissue paper we used to throw away once we take all that excess paint off. But isn't that worth saving? The same with this one. And sometimes those papers are so beautiful. You don't wanna do anything with them. You just wanna keep them as they are. But I ended up adding something to it. The simplest collage in the world. Another excess paper. Now this was an interesting experiment. I was actually in the past working with alcohol inks, and it turned out I was allergic to them, so I had to stop it. But since I had them, I thought I go outside in the fresh air and I try to work with them on a gel plate, and this is what I got. Not bad. It could be exciting, a process to work with, but I would have to do it only outdoors. And it stained my gel plate, and I didn't like that, so I have abandoned that idea. Check out that lovely texture. So this happens when you take this tissue paper, which is kind of wrinkly, right? When you put it in the paint, this is what happens. And then you can use a plastic wrap, and it make even more dramatic imprinting. Beauty and simplicity, huh? Check this out. Lovely. Yeah, so as you can see, I like simple collage. And then this was again experiment, because I have realized that when I glue the tissue on the paper, whenever I make the tissue paper wet again, I am able to peel it off. So this is what I was doing here. Gluing tissue paper and then removing it while it was still wet. Beautiful colors. You see this print? I couldn't part with it. It had to go into my playbook. Check out these color combinations. It's more green in real life than you see on the video. I wonder if I need to adjust the color settings on my computer so that you can see the true colors. This print looks much better on the video than in real life. I am recording with a external webcam, and I can see it on the video on the computer screen. So this is something I need to work on. And here see, so you can have a fairly boring print, and you can add just something semi-see-through on top. And this is poetry. This one too bad that it's so wrinkled. You probably don't even see it on camera. This is one way to use stencils. You just keep layering them, turning them around. I need to explore that more. I just love the colors, the textures. I love it. This is stencil. What I like to do, that's my secret, which I will reveal in the stencil video. Gonna have to wait for that. This is my favorite stamping to cardboard. See what it does. This is collage. Looks like an alien. Check out these colors. But again, it's a good start. I love this color spread and color combination. Again, something I may want to return to. Once again, an easy way to give a old print a new look. Just roll a layer of paint and put some twigs on it. These are twigs. This was winter time. There was no botanicals out there except dried grass. So that's what I used. And look what happened. I absolutely love this. So don't throw out your boring prints. They are just one layer away from magic. Check this out. So this is this paper I used to take off excess paint. I had to preserve them because they are just so beautiful. I couldn't part with them. Another one. Look at the simplicity. Look at the texture. Again, this was a boring background, which I thought has to be preserved. So I just added a little bit collage to it. So this is a good example. So when you have this tissue paper and print on it just black, then when you glue it, it goes transparent and you can see what's underneath. Again, my favorite one-piece collage. Oh, and this is beautiful spread. Once again, a color combination I will be returning to. See, this was a piece of rag paper. I gave it a new life. It's the same here. This was an accident, but I just love it. Look, it's gorgeous. A boring background that has to be preserved. So this is the green stuff is the leftover and the gel plate, and I have glued it to another print, which was great but little boring. And oh la la. Lovely colors. Simple collage. This is a technique where you use a handmade mask, and you are putting layers on top of each other, where you are moving that mask slightly off. That's very interesting. I want to play more with that. It's the same mask used again and again. And here, do you guys know what this is? Spaghetti. Anything can be used to create texture on your gel plate, including your leaves. Beautiful collage. Grunge. The reason why I saved this is because I love this green here. You see that? Gorgeous. One piece collage. This is one piece of print on top of another print. Coming to an end. Once again, I love printing on sheet music. And this is the underwater scene, trying to capture the life deep, deep in the ocean. And it's kind of shiny. It is supposed to be shiny. That's what I want. And look at this crunch. This was, see, somebody would throw this out, but I just love it. I can't help it. Oh. And then, of course, if I want, I can come back and use the pencils and keep working on it. So much to do, so much to do. Again, layering different stencils on top of each other. In winter time, I was printing with carrot leaves. And this is it. Thank you for watching.